Hello everybody and welcome to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Now I've played the first trilogy on the PlayStation very recently and I didn't make a series on it because I was revisiting the game, as I would say. I played the first game a long time ago in like 2019 when it came out, and then I just dropped it after that one because I got bored of it, I guess. I don't remember. But then I bought it again because it was on sale and I really enjoyed it. I played all 3 games. And now I feel like I can make a series on them because I couldn't do a series on the trilogy when I knew like the first game, the twists or whatever. I could remember the killers and everything, right? So I'm just gonna play this, and we got a nice painting of a guy playing cards. He slid a card. I see spiders and shit, so this doesn't look all that clean. And even a beer bottle or a wine bottle. Showdown time! The hell are we playing here? Zoom in on this guy. You lose. Oh, the background changed, right? Oh! No, he grabbed the wine bottle. Eek! No! Blood? So soon? Oh, and all the cards fell on the floor. Oh. Now it's real, I guess. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. What the hell happened, bro? Oh, this looks similar. I don't recognize the painting though. April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Panicked, palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous already. Mom's spaghetti. Ah, good morning. Oh, who are you? Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? Yo, is this a repeat? We're starting with a nervous guy with his sweaty palms and taking on a homicide case. Just like the first game. I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. What the hell is he doing? As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. Gulp. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Yeah, no way, right? Oh, this is Phoenix, right? I recognize the design. Whoa! Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine! I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir! Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes Don't say that shit, bro. Don't say that corny shit. April 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. What, isn't courtroom number 1 good enough for us? The court is now in session. Yo, not this guy again. Did he get hair extensions? What the fuck is this? You look like shit. You might as well go bald. You looked better in the first game, even when you were balding. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is fine. I mean ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Ah, too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine. Really? Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes, and my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? Oh my god, bro. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Hello, Phoenix. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges. Mr. Payne? To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne, subtle as ever, I see. The crime occurred at the Borscht Ball Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was... The pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright. A pianist? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Oh yeah, the court record. Wait, I didn't read the shits. Yet. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Yeah, I was gonna do that right now. Attorney's badge. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Okay, Smith's autopsy report. The time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to forehead. Let me look at the picture. Yeah. Okay, fine. Grape juice bottle, burst defend Mr. Respirants. Oh yeah, shit, you can 3D check these, right? Because it's a newer game. What the fuck? Oh yeah. What about the... How do I move the mouse? Yo! Is it only the center? Yeah, grape. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Or borscht, I don't fucking know. This is something I can see. Yo, if the game is gonna be like this, it's gonna be annoying. But there's no blood on this. Yeah, and the fucking... If you hit someone with a ball, it should fucking smash, right? The bottle is completely empty. Yeah, nice remark. Profiles. We got the people here. Shady Smith, bro. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right, I've heard of that. Use E to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. Oh, for fuck's sake, bro. So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? Shady, bro. We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he has some sort of connection with the defendant? That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Ball Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Whoa, they're playing cards. As we can see, a game of poker. The fuck? Wait a minute, bro. They don't look like poker. They were dealing out 5 cards. What kind of poker is that? Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Oh, people are talking. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. It was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, with a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the back of the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Remember Dahlia Hawthorne? No, the pleasure is all mine. Shit like that, bro. Fuck you, ass kisser. That'll be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Ooh, witness testimony. Yeah. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table, the room where we play in the competition, and there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. Okay. A pianist who can't play piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Oh, but I won all cases, you fucking dumbass. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in... No, I think I got this. Pressing and presenting evidence if there's a contradiction. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it or you do not. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright? As if. Phoenix Wright will never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay, let me save the game first. Oh, wait, what the fuck is this? What was that animation? Hold on. Save. Yeah, I don't care, just save. Okay. It's important to do that before every cross-examination. I'm a pianist, betray, I can hardly play at all. No, you can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes. Oh, no, wait, fuck, I forgot the voice. Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I played them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Ball Club? My real job is to take on interested customers. Yeah. Hold it! They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. What? I've played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? It's called luck. And we all know this guy has unimaginable luck. The room where we play and the competition, and there are the club's main attractions. That's it, bro? What about the food or something? The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Ball Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. But black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Yeah. Rules are simple. You play a game of poker using why the fuck? Oh yeah, to get more cards. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely, cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we use 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. And why is the picture black and white, for fuck's sake? As I recall, in poker you make 5 card hands. You do? I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands. What, bro? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room that very moment that crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure. Why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Yo, I gotta press him. I gotta press my boy. I mean, present. Your prints are on the weapon. Objection! Objection! So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said... Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Hee. Yo, what the fuck is he doing? Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see. and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice, I can hear just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears, and our case. But what about my cords of steel? And anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he did. Objection! Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Yeah, maybe he poured a drink. I don't fucking know. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Damn. Yes. To brain someone with the bottle. Oh! Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Objection! Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still that... He did a self-report, I'm joking. Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Which will be submitted in the court record. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get a reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in his hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Yeah. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he's being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is being more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Of course I'm ready. Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. What the fuck is this, bro? The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? Are you blind? You're standing taller. I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. She looks Russian and she worked at a Russian club because she looks like a waitress. I'm just gonna give her an accent. Now, the prosecution... What the fuck? Wait a minute! Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. She's a professional, Your Honor. These are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be... My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Ball Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht at his naming restaurant. but I also perform, how is said, other service. I take it one of those other services is taking the customer's pictures. Like for example, this one. That's the defendant? Indeed. On the night of the murder, man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. Indeed. That is the victim. What the hell? Well, put that picture in the court record so I can look at it. Order! Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is same way as I drop cold balls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Yo, I casually accept this new evidence. Hold on a second. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? Taking this picture, obviously. Let me look at it. Yeah, but they weren't playing at the club. They weren't playing poker downstairs. He's at the piano, so you can't prove that he was down. I mean, of course he was down there for the crime, but you can't prove that it was him who killed him, right? Right, okay. I was in the room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is the room where famous gangster Bad Guy was arrested. Bad Guy, bro. What the fuck are these names? Is the room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means she's the killer. Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. And she's gonna take a couple of pictures on the way. I don't know if I should give her a sweeter voice or not, I can't tell. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, and he was wearing slippers or something like that, like sandals. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened, That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death. Oh, hold on. Contradiction! Objection! Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I don't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. I don't give a shit about your fucking evidence. Let me show you. These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. So, I don't get why to play with 5 hands. How does this work? I only know the 2 hands and then they lay the 3 cards on there and they have betting rounds and shit. The hand on and chips on the side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Yeah, I see he got 3 pairs. Chips, you say? I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils. Where's that picture, bro? I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips on the victim's side on the table. Oh yeah, I guess they just trade chips, I don't know. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Oh yeah, I don't even need to save. No, can I skip it? No, I just have to fucking... I don't care, bro. Yeah, fine. Who is victim strangling to death? You ready, Apollo? Objection! Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now? Did you witness the crime? Hey! The fuck? What was that, bro? Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Ooh. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Okay. But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck. Oh really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Wait, what? Wait, what? What happened? Oh, whoa. You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. I must be forgetting this, Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir, leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright. Yeah, if Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, Orley. Deal cards for game. Scored. Both players played with hats on. Yeah, that's a fact. Victim, he plays the whole time with his hand on locket. Oh, hold on, let me check the fucking things. Oh wait, you can't check profiles. Okay, go out. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. After the fan tried to strangle victim. Wait a minute, bro. Where was the part where he lunged forward? He hit him with the bottle. Now I gotta save, because I'm not quite sure. It even says what you're doing, cross-examining who you were cross-examining. Wait a second here. Right. Can I watch it? There's no strangle marks. Can I present this? Objection! No, the music didn't stop. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. No, it's not. We're fucking... I gotta learn the system. There's even an autosave. I don't care. I saved myself. Yeah... There was nothing, no mention of that. But look at the chips on the table. They all... I mean, wait. It's like... How could he lunge forward at him? Because that's what she said. All the chips would be knocked over. Like, there's more cards on the floor, but everything would be knocked over. It wouldn't be this neat. Right? Is that presentable? Nope, it's not. No, it's not. Go back. Apollo, I'm sorry. Load. Yo, I'm stupid. Let me go back. Last hand, yeah. No. Hey, wait a minute. Go back. I am stupid, bro. I really don't know. Do I have to press everything else? So it's not this. It's not this. It's not this. Or this. I don't know, bro. Yo, I get it, it's wrong, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Yeah, no, I don't see anything either. We're cooked. Yo, why is this difficulter? But these are all the things I have, right? Photo forehead. Oh yeah, okay, let me press another thing then. Hold it, you were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Da, I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work. It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome you to Borscht Ball Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitresses. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. It's already April. How could it be cold? At Borscht Ball Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia. No way am I going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da? The wildest bro wearing flip-flops, I don't know. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at... Ooh, hold on a minute. I think I realized the mistake. What locket? What locket? You know, there was one curious part in the testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does this mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? The defendant! What do you have to say to this? Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? Yeah, what? Wait, really? With who? Who's the partner? Iris? We confirmed that at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of this game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. But she was stealing the cards. Miss Orley! You will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Yo, she dealt the cards, right? So she could fuck up the game. Make it look like he had a motive. The game began with 3,500 point-in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, the defendant grabs bottle from table and... Wait a minute, what the hell? Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. How many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Me thinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. You were dealing the cards. Yo, it's showing that, but he doesn't even object or anything. Yeah, let me save. I'm not sure anymore. Okay, 3,500, okay. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus, it's not even long division. What? Yeah, house chips. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh, of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to explain? Objection! Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip of the old block. No, not a motorcycle opera. Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Niet. As I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 types of chip, 100 points and 1,000 points cheap. It is not money, duh. Justice. Sir! Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Yeah, because Gavin said it. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind. Da, Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 400, one is worth 2. Okay, wait, let me see here. How do I open the thing? There's no court record button. Just have to look at this. Okay. Let me look at the table. So these must be 100, right? 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,400. Right? 2,400, 3,400, 4,400, 5,600, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,400, 10,500, 10,600. Yeah, okay, bro. I wonder if it's this or the other one I gotta press. Well, okay, let me go back then. Yeah, it then began. It began with way more than that. No, yeah, I could. Objection! They got like 10,600 there. You're sure it was the victim who won? Oh. Absolutely sure? It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten, he has a few chips left to play, bro. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of those chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1 carried 5, yo. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself, you aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. Damn. But why? How could this be? Wait, I need to turn the audio. Oh, it's at max. But I need to turn my speakers. I don't know. Okay, back. Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. What, bro? I don't know. I'll say both were right. Could that be it? I think its starting points were wrong, but let's say both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Oh yeah, so they were right. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah! Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each of the side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Yeah! Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Yo, she's making wash again. Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness. Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. You were dealing the cards. Cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with cheap as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn for the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating. In the final hand. You were dealing the cards. The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious, but they were playing with 2 decks of cards. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Do I have this in the court record? Hold on a minute, bro. Hold on a minute. No, because this is the only colored picture, fuck. But they were playing with two different types of cards, right? 2 different decks. The blues and the reds. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled the cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin, what's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker? I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice, you know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? Wait, let me look at the record. Oh yeah, okay. So we got 2 A's and 3 sevens. 2 A's, 3 kings. Okay. Yeah, I see. They both have full houses. There are cards around. One of them were blue, one of them were red, right? Yep. But it's possible, even in the same deck of cards. I mean, of course. When you look at the types of aces, so right, we got hearts, clover, club, and this shape. And these, yeah. It's possible to do this. I mean, extremely unlikely, but it's still possible to do this even with one type of one deck. You can see each player's hand in this photo. Yeah, I was just looking at that. Wow, they both have full houses. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, this still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Yeah, the final hand. Yeah, let me save the final hand. Olga's big reveal. Yeah, I know that. But if you're gonna ask, just how hard is it to make a full house anyway? It is quite hard, da. It is making a pair and a 3 of a kind at the same time. I guess that's right. Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head of courtroom number 3. Very difficult, da, but it's not impossible. Okay, full house, hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. 4 of each card, you say? Huh? Which page with 2 decks? Yeah, there's, oh yeah. 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons. Huh? You don't say. Ah, and did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364. You don't say. Isn't that 1 day short? That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for a leap year. Thus, you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards. Huh, you don't say. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this. If you look at Boxman's hand, the cheat is more obvious. It's possible. How is it clear? Well, the defendant, he played the 5th ace. 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Where the fuck do you see the 5th ace? No, he didn't. Put that in the testimony. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Perhaps I should say a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Brain's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. Bang. Let me double check the picture so I can make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 5 aces. You're wrong. Objection! It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? Right here. Right? Present. I don't know which particular point. His cards in general. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only had 2 aces. Yeah. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the third ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating alright, and it's going right here in this courtroom. Ooh, cold. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, as she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards? The cards? Mr. Payne. Yes? The player's hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I don't know, bro. I say the victim's. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. Let me watch them. Come on, bro. Time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice. Oh, this one is blue. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know. Yo, what? I don't know. Yes, sir. Yeah, I was just looking at it. Bro. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the arrows to turn it, and B&M to zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. How about a scroll wheel? Yeah, you can use a scroll wheel and the mouse. Oh, this one is blue. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color. Huh? Eh? That's impossible. But I put that card in right hand. Ah! What was that, Miss Orley? No, niet. I merely said da I have eat. Your Honor, Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. It's by dealing cards. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater, a professional, I'd wager. Yeah. Thought she was gonna say niet again. Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I'm in. Oh, for fuck's sake. Of her mistake, I mean. Oh, for fuck's sake, Justice. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible, but I put that card in right hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat not only with my client, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident, and if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Oh my gosh, fell asleep. The plate is perfect. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice? Your Honor, it seems you've presented a new possibility to the court, one suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it! I held out! I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Objection!
Who the fuck said that? Phoenix? Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defense spewing now? Think, one of the cards had a different color back. Don't you wonder what it means? Oh, for fuck's sake. What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know, Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. The 2 decks at the club had different color backs, blue and red. When we got fucking portal colors here. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. We used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too, and I haven't looked at this card, so I don't know. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In our last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. They could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah. Thanks for a news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? He's pretty sure they played with red cards, so it must be after. When was the card swapped into the deck? Let's say after. Perhaps it happened after the murder? What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after hands have been shown? That's silly. It's to create motive, I guess. I don't know. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the backs of cards are a different color? If you pull that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after a hand was shown. After the murder. Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after a game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue one? Someone else. I'm guessing Olga. Why, it must have been Olga Orly who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense. Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation. Huh? The swapped card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing a card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Orly. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake? I actually have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Right! Okay. Could it be him? Or someone else? The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orly either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orly at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense was claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first mistake was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know the colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right, the person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist. True, not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully here earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is the problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. Bro, what the fuck? This long ass trial, bro.